vessel, and I'm going to go now to the vessel details page. And the vessel details page is a summary of all different types of information for the ship. We have the name, we have the IMO number. This T here means we have indicated that regardless of the risk level, regardless of where it's going or what it's doing or the history of it, we've indicated this is a target vessel for extra attention. It is a bulk carrier.
Sorry, is it T and other possible letter or only T or nothing?
So there is a good question. There is another letter here, Q, and the Q stands for qual ship. So they have the ability to input into this system the list of vessels in the fleet that are qual ship vessels. And then you would identify the vessel by IMO number. And the other piece of information you would input is when the qual ship certification expires. So the Q will be there until that expiration date appears. So there are two letters. When we look at the vessel fleet, you'll be able to see both that's in there. So we'll show that. Registration date, this vessel was registered in 2013. Okay. It is 10 years old. Now here we have a target, we have our target list information. This is a target vessel. It was added in 2021. And the user is able to input why, and it's a drop-down list. And I can edit here. Not drop down. You know, these are various reasons why the vessel is on the target list. And this list can be configured differently for each flag. So this one here is because it has the detention history, and then there's also the ability to add notes on why you're doing this. And you can see here, it was detained in Australia. So this vessel's coming to Australia. It's marked as a target vessel. And when they go look at it, they're going to say, hey, this vessel was detained in the port it's going to, and it was detained there a year ago. There's also the ability for the user at the right time to remove the target. You can see here, it's set up. You have to add a comment if you're going to turn this off. Why are you turning it off? It's like a new owner. Save it. And now the target information is gone. Now it's not targeted. Now the T is gone. Right. And then there's no history because if it's a target vessel, you want to look at it. If it's not a target vessel anymore, then we remove the distraction. You're going to say like, hey, don't like this. You can see the history by clicking edit, but we don't want to distract the users. Why are we going to do this? We could say flag inspection, or we could say, or just do failure to follow with corrected tester. Save. Now it's the target vessel again. And now you see everything. You see the history of the target list if it is a target vessel. Okay.
Yeah.
Vessel emails. This system has the ability to email the operator. One of the things we need to email the operator is an email address. And the system allows you to email different places for different things. Case file email is arrival at MOU. We'd like to inspect your ship and things like that. Pre-arrival checklist. This is a list of most commonly seen findings for that port or that country or that MOU. So you have the ability to send that to a different list if you want. LRIT, this system tracks whether or not we are receiving LRIT positions for a ship. If we have not received an LRIT position for a ship in 3 days, that's the way it's currently set up for this flag, we will send the operator an email saying, please check your LRIT, your vessel's LRIT system. And then we also have a space where we can add in an email address for the vessel itself. And then we can also say whether or not you want to actually include the vessel email when you send these other emails. So there's a lot of email functionality in here. Have it like here, if we don't have information for the ship, we are emailing the DPAs. That's it there. Here's a representation of the vessel's score based on the various criteria that we have inside EPP. And we'll go into that a little later. Here's the most recent positions for the ship. And the most recent positions are marked green. And the reason there's 2 green dots is because we are getting vessel positions for LRIT and AIS. We have something called vessel destination history. Going here. And what this is looking at the destinations for from the vessel's AIS voyage data. You can see here, Singapore has an MOU where it's for, and then the vessel was inputting destinations here, but the way they were inputting it, no one was able, the system wasn't able to decrypt what it was. But then when I put in Port Headland, it knew again. So it's possible this vessel went to Singapore, this vessel went to probably China, and then it is going to Australia. The reason that it's here 3 times is because the vessel kept changing its ETA.
Yes.
Here are the DPA contacts for the ship. You can see again, we have the ability for putting emails. The reason there's no emails here is because they said, don't email the DPAs, do this emailing instead. Then we have some statistics, port state control inspections by MOU. So we have the last time the vessel has been inspected by MOU. So for AMSA, saying 2 years. Hold on. Did it get detained? Oh, this is data. It wasn't detained in 2022. This is the data of the node. Sorry, just want to check. But it's saying it hasn't been in Port Headland in 2 years. And then you can see here, port state control inspection history. Yeah, in August of 2021, it was in Canada, and then before that, February 2021. So 2 years ago, it was expected in AMSA. And then here, 2 years ago, it got detained. So AMSA, it was detained, was last there 2 years ago. And then we count here months since the last detention. It's 2 years. That's in here. And then for Tokyo MOU, it's been 2 years since
Yeah, well, I'm trying to use the part.
it had been inspected there. I'm thinking this is the same detention. It's probably been reported twice, once under Paris MOU, once under Tokyo MOU. Yeah, here, this is the Tokyo MOU one, and then AMSA. For some reason, sometimes Tokyo MOU and AMSA are both reporting the same inspection. We're actually working on this. Now, when you get here for port state control inspection, it says there's 14 deficiencies in this Canada inspection. When you expand it, the details, those details are here in detail. I can edit this record. I can delete this record as well and say, hey, this is 2. I want to correct it. So you just delete it. Now that's 1. And then I can also edit and delete the findings. Because sometimes, especially with the Paris MOU, the findings aren't very descriptive. So it's possible to give more context to what the finding was. And then I'll tell you like what happened here. Like this is this means the data came from the data feed. This means that somebody manually uploaded these findings. You got multiple open at the same time. Then we get here. So this is port state control inspection history. And this is from an external data feed. This is flag state inspection history. Now, for this flag, we have a connection that automatically pulls this data into the system from the system where they schedule and record the inspection data. Flag state inspection history, this is proprietary to the flag. We need to get it from the flag itself. So this is part of that configuration and setup type information. But we had the system is set up to record it. And again, we have two types of records. Records of the inspection itself, when it happened, where it happened, the type of inspection, what is the status, and then the findings. And then the second set of data is the findings themselves. And for this one, there was none, so there's nothing to show. This one here has 4. And here they are. And then finally, it has the ability to record whether or not there are any active dispensations on the ship. In the example here, there's one, and it explains what the dispensation is for, when it was issued, and when it expires. And there's also the ability to see history, no longer active dispensations. If we sort it here, I could see immediately. So from the vessel, I can actually go up to the company level. And again, the operator, the company that's operating the vessel, ISM company, this is again proprietary to the flag.